What's going on, guys? Doe here. Hope we're doing good. And today I got some tanky builds for y'all. I got 4 roughly, and they are gonna be some tanky sword builds. We'll make some tanky. They don't have predator, so if you get hit, you're fine. Not a big deal. Actually, the goal is to kind of get hit in the first place and to just soak damage. And they'll probably either have Iceborne, Tough, or 9 lives, or a combination of those cells. To get started, we're gonna start off with the Void Bane sword from Thrax. It's a legendary weapon. We've got the Riftstalker Bond. Deal damage to get more damage. As far as specials go, use whatever special you want to use. It's all preference. Ardent Cyclone is a pretty solid option for fun because you won't be staggered and you'll probably have Iceborne or some way of surviving in the process. So it's pretty enjoyable in that kind of sense. Modifiers, I said that really weird, are going to be Recursive Hilt is my suggestion. You can use Mending Blade Core, but I wouldn't use it with Ardent Cyclone because you only get 1 pip when you only get 30 health for spending or using a Valor. Now, that is actually not terrible, but it's really bad with Ardent Cyclone since you only get 1 pip every 4 seconds, aka 30 health every 4 seconds. That is like nothing. So yeah, armor is going to be the, I keep trying to say Drask, the Shroud Headpiece, Boreas Chest, Torg Gloves, Boreas Feet, and Lantern can be whatever you want to. A really fun lantern is actually Koshai Lantern, but I'll be using that a bit later on a different build. And my perk summary is going to be +6 Conduit, Iceborne, Overpower, Rage, and Wild Frenzy with +3 Discipline Energized. If you want more damage, change one of the +3 Wild Frenzy cells to Berserker, but just note that your health will be cut down a little bit. And speaking of your health getting cut down, someone commented on a video asking how come you're using Discipline in tank builds. Pepe laugh. It's because it's damage, bro. You don't, like, in this game, you don't just build defense all the way up because then you won't kill anything that fast. All you need in Dauntless to survive is decently high armor and Iceborne. And then you can just stack on the damage and you'll survive 90% of the attacks in the game. So you want to have damage to make the fights not take a billion years. That's all I gotta say. Moving forward, we got the Koshai, and this is the Torgataro legendary weapon. And you'll notice I don't have any cells equipped. That's because in this build, you can use either Tough or Iceborne if you want to. You could actually use this build for Thrax Sword as well. It just requires a little bit of tinkering. I might put a link in the description on how you could do that if you wanted to. But I think Hellion's just a better sword than Thrax IMO. It's a preference thing though. So you could use whatever defense cells you want to use, or any cell in particular actually. So in this case, I'm slotting in some Iceborne, and then boom, we got Iceborne. The same thing could be done for Tough. It's whatever you want to use. And I'll slot in Tough because this is a fun build for me to use with the lantern choice I have, which is going to be Koshai, because it's not Iceborne. Like, Iceborne's cool, but it's not very interactive. Like, I want to actually interact with the game I'm playing, and that's kind of why I don't like Iceborne that much. But if you like using it, I understand. It's really strong. Anyway, I'm using the Torgataro, whatchamacallit, Torgataro Bond. No, I'm using the Hellion Bond. You take me out back. And I'm also using the Recursive Hilt modifier again, and the Ardent Cyclone special, which is a lot of fun. And as far as everything goes, I've got the Stormclaw headpiece, Drask chest, Charog gloves, and Charog feet. This is a pretty cool armor setup because it's not stuff you can't get pretty early. So this is a build you could use pretty early on. The exception being it's kind of hard to get. Actually, is it hard? Wait, Iceborne is in the middleman store. This would be a pretty easy build to get, actually. And I'm also using the Koshai Lantern, which, bro, this is a lot of fun. And I'll explain that after I just describe the cells. +6 Aetheric Attunement, Energize, Overpower, Rage, and Tough, with +3 Discipline and Wild Frenzy. Now, okay, Koshai Lantern is a lot of fun, and I want to make a video covering the lanterns, but I want to wait for a new one to come out if it's going to happen anytime soon to cover it, just to make a little bit more variety to the video. Now, Koshai Lantern is awesome. The instant cast is 10% damage to deal. 10% of the damage you deal will heal you for 8 seconds. That happens every 30 seconds because instant casts take 30 seconds to recharge after use. The hold the cast, though, is the really cool part. That is something that gives you iframes. It's a teleport. It can go through and out of things like Resicary Bubble. It is a lot of fun. It's a really cool special, a really cool lantern. So it's a lot of fun to use. I enjoy using it. If you want to go nowhere when using it, aim down and you can just teleport in like place and you won't go anywhere. And that can be used to dodge or to do damage and then go into a combo just for fun. Now, it's not a good lantern if you're trying to use conduit. So that's why I don't have conduit. I have instead Aetheric Attunement because conduit and Koshai Lantern they aren't good uses because you don't use the Koshai Lantern on cooldown. It's not smart. So yeah. Next build is using the Onus of Boreas, and this is going to be, again, recursive hilt modifier. And I'm going to be using the Valiant Overdrive special just because I want to. Just to mix it up. I've got the Shroud Headpiece, Riftstalker Chest, Torg Gloves, and Boreas Feet. And perk summary is going to be +6 Conduit, Iceborne Overpower, Rage, with +3 Conditioning, Discipline, Energize, and Wall Frenzy. Boreas Sword is, I should make a note here. Boreas Sword is very freaking strong, but what holds it back is the fact that you basically have to have a defense cell. That is very detrimental to builds. If you're using Iceborne, it's not a big deal, but if you're not using Iceborne, it's a big deal. So, on another note, I should be making a tier list or like a quote-unquote, or a quote, what's the best sword in Dauntless, unquote. I'm thinking about doing that because there are some, maybe not a clear winner, but there are some really good contenders. Now, the last build is using the Skarn's Rancor. This is just for fun. I don't think it's that great, but it is something you can do, and it's pretty fun to use because you can use Ardent Cyclone if you want to and not get staggered and generate shields. So, Skarn weapons are this, if you deal damage, you have a chance based on damage dealt to grant a stacking, refreshing 40 health shield that lasts for 12 seconds. It's based on damage dealt. Sword doesn't do that much damage. It actually does less damage than it used to, so it's not that great at generating shields. But you do get things like Avenging Overdrive or Ardent Cyclone, which can help you survive and just build shields in the process. Ardent Cyclone would be kind of rough to build a lot of shields, but you could pull it off. Modifier, Recursive Hilt as per usual. And as far as our armor goes, I'm going to have the Stormclaw headpiece, Boreas chest, Thorax gloves, and Shroud feet. This build is meant to be a little bit different. Just for fun, like I said. And you could use the Skarn Lantern if you want to get crazy with it. I don't suggest it, but you could. Anyway, we're going to have +6 Conduit, Guardian, 9 lives, Rage, +3 Discipline, Energize, Knockout King, and Wall Frenzy. So 2 cells I don't use that often are going to be Guardian and 9 lives. Guardian is 60% of the health shield you applied to you are also applied to your nearest ally for 15 seconds. It's just a way to help other people stay alive too, and just to have a little bit more fun. I wouldn't use this build with a group that you think is competent, but if you're trying to mess around and also help out peeps, you could use this build for funsies. And 9 lives is a 20% chance to have incoming damage, which is going to help you maintain bigger shields because if you get hit, you don't lose that much shields. And the first time you would be knocked out, you stay up and heal for 400 and become empowered for 10 seconds. So it's another revive for free. And the empowerment, I'm not sure exactly how much it is. I'm assuming like 25% damage or 20% damage and maybe some attack speed. I don't know why it doesn't tell us what it does, but someone probably knows and I just forgot. I've been told what it is, but I've been told what it did before, but I forgot. So, unlucky, but that is all I got for the video, guys. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it helped you in some way. If it did, make sure to drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more Dauntless content or content in general. And other than that, if you want, use my Epic Games support card code in the game store. It's my name. It's OhDough. Well, my gamer name. And it helps me out a ton. If you don't use my code, use someone's code. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.